So welcome everyone. We hope you had a chance to view the COVID document before this video. We are excited to know more about Amy. Welcome, we are so glad you are here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to reach out to families. You know, there are two unknowns right now. One unknown is COVID. What is it? What is it going to do to how we normally exist? And what's tomorrow going to be like? It's constantly changing. And there's nothing I can do about that unknown but continue to evolve with it. The other unknown is me. Families don't know me. Families don't know that the safety and concern for their children keep me up at night when I'm thinking about school coming up and trying to keep them safe. So I can do something about that unknown, and I am very willing to talk to any family member that would like to talk, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity tonight.
Thank you, Amy. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself and your family as we begin tonight's Q&A?
Well, I am from New Holstein, and I grew up there. I went to Holy Rosary Catholic School. From there, I went to the public school. My dad was a teacher there, and I received my first degree from Purdue University. That was a great experience, and I got a bachelor's degree in secondary education, so I was a high school teacher. I taught at a public high school for 5 years, and after I had my second child, I decided it was time to stay home with my children. And during that time, I went to Marian University and received another degree in elementary education. I taught at St Francis Borgia, which is right next door in West Bend, and during that time, I continued my education again, and I received my Master's of Science in Educational Leadership. I am married. I've been married for 28 years to B.J. Royce, and we have 2 children, 2 boys, Josh, who's 25, and Zach, who's 22. Josh is married, and his wife's name is Hannah, and they have a puppy, so I have a grand puppy, and her name is Luna. And actually, they just celebrated their 2nd anniversary yesterday.
Oh,
very exciting, yes.
Very fun. Well, thank you. We are so glad you are here. What do you enjoy most about being a principal?
When I was teaching, I loved spending the time with the students. I loved my everyday, watching them learn and grow and spending that time with them. Being a principal, I get to do that with all of the students. It's such a blessing because I get to spend time and see them learn and grow throughout the entire school. And I'm really fortunate to be in that position because I get to know everybody.
One of our students, Elizabeth, wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Oh, it's hard to choose one. I really love to be outside, doing anything. I do enjoy long walks. I enjoy anywhere by water. It brings me a lot of calm. And to sit next to a lake and watch a sunset that God has painted. Every night it's different, a new painting every night. I absolutely love that.
Very fun. Our next question is from Matthew, a student who wants to know if you are a dog person or a cat person.
Well, I'm sorry, cat people. I am definitely a dog person. I just love dogs. I do not have a dog because my husband is allergic to dogs, but I do babysit dogs. I babysit a little dog named Gus, and he is a Havanese, and I love it when he's coming. He is hypoallergenic, so my husband is able to be around him and not be too sneezy. Cats actually put him into an asthmatic attack, so that's why cats are out of the picture, but I am a dog lover for sure.
How long have you been in education?
That's a really good question. As I mentioned, I went to Purdue University, and that's in Indiana, and they have a different rule about substitute teaching. Here in Wisconsin, you have to have a degree in order to get a substitute license to teach, but in Indiana, if you are in an education program, you can substitute teach while you are in school. So while I was going to school at Purdue, I would schedule my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then substitute on Monday, Wednesday, Friday while I was in school.
Mark?
It was fantastic experience. And it also gave a person the opportunity to know if teaching was really for them. And of course, it was definitely for me.
That's great. As both a parent and an educator, why do you believe in Catholic education?
As I mentioned, my first 5 years teaching was at a public high school. And then I stayed home to raise my children. When I became a mom, my perspective changed and different things became important to me. So I wanted Catholic education in my children's life to have faith infused in their everyday, so that I knew when they would be going to school that they would be celebrating sacraments, they would be talking about Jesus Christ all throughout the day, and that they would be in a loving, caring environment within a Catholic school. And I think it was that transition from being post-college to being a mother that really changed me and showed me the importance of Catholic education.
Very true. As we enter a unique school year, how can parents best support teachers, students, and staff at SFB?
It is definitely a unique school year, absolutely. I would say communication is really vital for everyone. At this point, as you know, we are planning on coming back full-time with an option for virtual. It is a personal decision what someone wants to do and what they're comfortable with. And again, that information is fluid, so it's constantly changing. So there may be some additional choices down the road. For teachers, it's really important to show your support because this is new to them as well. The teachers are in the field of education because they love students and they want students to achieve. We're all on the same team. So know that, and if you have questions or concerns, parents should reach out to teachers because they want to help and they want to provide the best learning opportunity for all students. So I would say communication is key.
Wonderful. What is your professional passion for?
My professional passion is to watch a student's face light up when they achieve something. That could be grades, it could be sports, it could be forensics, it could be being in the plays. Whatever that is, that they shine in the area that interests them, seeing that light on their face is my passion. And I'm glad that St. Francis Borgia has so many opportunities in so many different areas that a student can truly be themselves and shine in those different areas.
Wonderful. Why did you find the SFB principal position appealing?
Well, I have known about St. Francis Borgia for many years. As I mentioned, my children went to Cabrini, so we had been playing sports and in forensics and all of those kinds of activities where schools mingle. And so I've been aware of this community for a long time. Having lived in West Bend for my entire married career, 28 years, we do come to Cedarburg. It is a beautiful community. Downtown is a fabulous place, and people flock here from many, many miles. I am so happy and proud to now be part of this community and serve the school in this role because it's such a wonderful community.
What are your educational priorities with SFB School?
I would like St. Francis Borgia to take every student where they are and increase their knowledge. Everybody does not start off at the same place, and it's important to evaluate where each student is, recognize their strengths and the areas that they need improvement, and from that point, everyone achieves.
Absolutely. If you could describe an effective school principal in just 3 words, what would they be?
For me, being a principal who is loving, patient, and understanding is very, very important. And those 3 characteristics are important with the students as well as the faculty. It's important to be a loving person because a student has to understand that it's okay to make mistakes at school. It's a safe place to make mistakes because that's how we learn. It's important to be patient with students and teachers because everybody wants the best, and sometimes the best doesn't come out, so we have to be patient and work together to get towards that. And we also have to be understanding, because everybody has good days and bad days, and if with the focus of everybody's always going to do their best, we can all work together to get there.
Very true. How are you working with Father Patrick to continue Catholic education is promoted both in the classroom and/or virtually if necessary?
It has been an absolute pleasure to work with Father Patrick. I've seen him many times. We meet officially once or twice a week, and many times in between there. Just today, he started a Google Doc because we are sharing so many ideas back and forth on how to build a bridge between the church and the school. He wanted to enforce our communication in this way so that we could get ideas down while they're still fresh in our head. So I really appreciate his proactive approach to being a real presence in the school. I hope that St. Francis Borgia realizes what a blessing he is to this community, because he wants the school to succeed and he wants to fully be a part of the school. Now, what that looks like in the classroom is he is going to be coming to the classes every week on Wednesdays, and I talked to him recently about adding another Mass, which he is very open to, so that we can physically distance in the church and still celebrate the Mass. Another thing he's talking about doing is supporting the students coming and praying before the Blessed Sacrament during adoration. This is a really important Catholic time for prayer and opportunity, so I'm really pleased that he's so invested in the school. He's also shared with me his plans for virtual learning, and that is he will do pre-recorded lessons for the students, and he will also record Masses and provide those, because celebrating the Mass is so important, and if we're not able to do that, everybody wants that to be part of our lives, and he's very eager to make that happen.
Wonderful. How do you empower the teachers under your charge?
So every person has blessings. They have things that they're very good at, and they have things that they need to work on. I like to empower teachers by putting them in leadership roles in areas of their interest. I've had the pleasure of working with teachers in the past as a principal and watching them blossom. Quiet, meek, brand new teachers who blossom in leadership roles and really take things seriously and grow as a teacher. So I really like to empower teachers by putting them in a position to make a difference, because that's why they're a teacher.
You may need to handle certain situations with a lot of sensitivity as a principal. How do you believe delicate situations are handled best?
First and foremost is confidentiality. I have to be confidential with information, and families and students need to understand that that is a priority for me. They also need to understand that I am a very gentle soul and understanding, and will listen to whatever they need and guide them to where they need to be. I do believe that even the most difficult conversations can be had with the right words and the right temperament. So I believe that I'm a good fit for that. I've had a lot of success in dealing with very stressful situations. I'm pretty even-keeled, and it's been a good area for me in this leadership role.
Wonderful. Safety is always a priority for our students and families. Can you explain our school's current security plan and what steps are being considered to continue evolving it?
Well, right now, first and foremost in front of everybody's thoughts is COVID. So there is a committee that meets regularly, and we are constantly developing based on CDC regulations. I'm actually meeting with a CDC Zoom meeting tomorrow and to gather information about returning to school. I'll bring that information back to the committee, and from there we will develop additional policies if necessary, or change what we've already developed so that we are in sync with the latest health expectation guidelines. I'm also meeting with some area principals to discuss what are you doing and what's important to you, and just to make sure that we're all thinking the same thing and not forgetting any little thing that could happen. So I'm really eager to have both of those conversations to lead this forward. There's also, there was a grant given by the government this year, and actually it was 2 years ago, and St. Francis Borgia is still working on putting things into the school that will improve the safety dramatically. Some things that I know of that have happened is they have additional cameras, and they have a film that has been placed on all the exterior windows and doors that make them shatterproof. And also, just today, I had the camera system installed on my computer, so I can keep an eye on all the cameras and exterior doors myself during the day, just check in and make sure that everything is really going well. Some things are in the works, so I'm not ready to share them, but I will be sharing those at the parent meeting in August, and they're very exciting and will really drastically improve the security of the school.
Wonderful. Glad to hear that. What have you found successful in regards to involving parents about students and their behavior in the classroom?
Communication is crucial. Parents want their children to learn and grow and be safe and feel loved. So communication is crucial. If there's a problem, parents need to know. They're on the same team. I like to think of it as a three-legged stool. The school is one of the legs, the parent is another leg, and the student is the other leg. We need all three legs working together so that stool can remain standing. With one leg missing and not as strong, the stool is going to fall over. So it's really important that the student, the parents, and the school works together so that students are successful.
Absolutely. We want our teachers to be successful and supported, as you just mentioned. What do you think is the best way parents, students, and yourself can promote this three-legged stool approach that you were just saying?
Well, as I said, communication is key, and teachers are in this because they want students to succeed. So it's very helpful if parents are aware of that and work together to make the best educational situation for their children. What I have found so far in my first 3 weeks in this community is that the parents are so wonderful. I have met many parents who are so eager to help out in this educational setting, and it really is a blessing to this community that so many parents want to help in many ways. So I really appreciate that.
Great. What is your vision for our school, and how will that tee up with the accreditation process our school is currently going through?
Well, I'm a rare person who absolutely loves accreditation. I love preparing for it. I love the details of it. I love finding what we've done well and what we need to do well, finding out what we need work on. So I have started looking at all of those documents, and I am very, very eager to get into that process. Our dates have changed due to COVID, so currently our accreditation visit is now in March, on March 10th and 11th. So we have some additional time to prepare, but I love accreditation because it is an opportunity to show what a fantastic school we are. I'm eager also. My personal professional goal in the next 2 years is to apply for exemplary status with the Archdiocese of Milwaukee in the area of mission and Catholic identity. Things that I've seen in this community are strong, and it is time for everyone else to know that. And I'm really excited to apply and hopefully achieve that exemplary status.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. What do you enjoy about the Cedarburg community and what it has to offer its residents?
I love the downtown. I am a fan. I just had lunch today at the Anvil, and it was fabulous along the river with, actually with Kelly Sweetlick.
Oh.
We meet weekly, or as often as we can, to discuss things about the school. And I'm just so blessed that she is willing to work with me and help me and answer questions and guide me through this process. So I had a really nice visit with her today. Today we talked we're going to work our way down the block as we meet at all of the wonderful restaurants here in town. We've met for coffee before, but we're going to change up our plans here and there to keep it exciting. But there's so many opportunities, so many places like that in the community that I think are just fabulous, and I can see why people flock to Cedarburg.
I agree. How are you working with our marketing and development coordinator to promote our school and grow enrollments?
Enrollment here is very strong. You are very lucky to have 300 plus students. It's a fabulous school, and I can see where people want to come here. Part of the accreditation process and the exemplary recognition brings attention to the school. This year of COVID, of course, we want physical distancing, but in the future, I would like to fill the school. We have a lot of disciples of Christ that we need to help develop. We need to burst at the seams in the church. So I would really like to grow enrollment and work with our marketing and development coordinator. I'm so impressed with the materials that go out. They are very professional. They look really, really well done, and just so you know, those are done in-house. It's really, really nice, and I'm proud to hand those out when giving tours. It's important to have smaller class sizes, particularly this year, but with increased enrollment comes additional resources. So if we get a lot of students, we can hire more specialty teachers in areas of need, like gifted and talented, or speech, or areas that aren't addressed as fully as they could.
Wonderful. How do you take your coffee?
I take my favorite coffee is an Americano.
I love it.
I love them too. It's so smooth. I love them. It's very good. I know that Fiddleheads is a Borgia, so I'm gonna honor that and go there as often as I can. And I was just there the other day with a parishioner, and I had an Americano, and it was great.
Awesome.
Very good.
Have teachers been provided with more training for online learning and teaching should they need it?
So my plan right now, today, is for the virtual option to be live. It is for a camera to be in the classroom so that students and families who decide that they would like to be at home can actually be in the classroom through the eyes of a camera. That way they can hear things, they can hear their classmates' responses, they can hear the teacher's teaching direction, and they can respond themselves if, hey, I don't get that, can you explain that to me? So rather than creating both an in-school and an out-of-school curriculum, to make sure that everyone is getting an equal and strong and varied education, it's really important to me that the live virtual option is going to achieve that. I'm excited about that, and if we decide, you know what, this isn't working like we thought, we will adjust. But for now, I think my vision is it's going to be a really good thing.
Great. Will we bounce between virtual and in class, or you're not decided?
There's going to have to be some kind of continuity. You are not set in stone with your choice, but with the virtual comes some preparation on part of the school, and that is that they will gather all the materials that are necessary for the lessons of the following week, and those will be provided on the Friday prior to the week. So teachers will spend their time gathering all of the things that a student would need for all of the lessons throughout the week. So if a student would bounce back and forth, they wouldn't necessarily have all the things that they need. But if we would consider doing that possibly on a 1 or 2 week rotation, that's something that's a little more feasible.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
We have received an email from a parent about plastic barriers.
Yes, just tonight it was forwarded to me.
That's
and
amazing.
that is one of our plans, as you saw in our COVID plan that was shared this afternoon. I was thrilled to receive this email, and it's somebody who works in the industry, and they make plastic barriers, and they reached out and said, hey, if you would like some more information about what I do and how can I help, that's fantastic. So I invite all of you, if you work in an industry that you feel could help with this situation and our re-entry into school, please reach out, because we would love to hear from you. Also a note, we have some physicians on our COVID committee, and some of those are parents, and some of those are just physicians from, such as Frederick and Columbia, who have offered to give our advice to us. So we're so blessed that so many people are reaching out to offer assistance so that we have the safest plan available for our re-entry.
Wonderful. As we welcome you to our wonderful school, is there any additional support the school needs from us parents to help make this transition as easy as possible, what you kind of touched just upon with barriers, and if there's any other things you can think of?
Yes, no, everyone has been so welcoming. It's been amazing. I'm so appreciative of the warm welcome I have received. I've received it from the parish, I've received it from the teachers, and tonight I'm receiving it from the families through this virtual opportunity. So I'm so grateful for the warm welcome.
Great. Well, that is a wrap, everybody. We are so appreciative of all the questions and support that you've sent for Mrs. Roy's. And we'd like to give a special thank you to Eric DeMarco for filming tonight. So thank you, Eric. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Thank you.